Hi, my name's Courtney. This is a video on my topic of inquiry, deforestation in Australia. This is when large amount of trees are cut down to create space for alternative uses such as housing for a growing population, agriculture. By this I mean organisations or companies using the land for livestock production or crops. This is a growing issue in Australia and is affecting a range of different things such as our environment and our biodiversity. It's really essential that people have knowledge of this issue and understand ways in which we can prevent it in the long run, as the trees are extremely important as they release oxygen into our atmosphere and store carbon dioxide. And trees also facilitate our ecosystem and provide food and homes for our Australian animals. Research, I use a range of online resources. Things that I found useful was the Curtin database, as it helped me do advanced searches to receive relevant information on what I was looking for. Google Scholar was actually quite helpful to research more in-depth information. From this, I read issues that were more internal, for example, issues related to deforestation in certain cities of Australia and things that have sparked from this issue. And just using Google was helpful. I found a lot of information for statistics and to support my report and information on things such as biodiversity and the water cycle. However, some resources I found were quite biased and didn't link up with other resources, and they were quite problematic. And these were things such as YouTube, Wikipedia, and online blogs. Deforestation has a massive effect on our environment. It's disrupting our water cycle. The more trees that are cut down, the less water is getting transpired into our atmosphere, negatively affecting our rain cycle and evaporation. From this lack of water, it's dehydrating the environment, and our soil is losing its moisture, causing soil erosion and chances of drought. As trees absorb carbon dioxide, the lack of trees are resulting in more and more carbon dioxide getting released into the air, furthering the risk of global warming and climate change. Some further research that I'll do is searching what areas in Australia has this affected more than others. The Australian animals live in trees as it provides them with a sense of security, and when these trees are cut down, several animals are losing their homes, resulting in vulnerability to predators and protection from extreme weather conditions. And they also use trees to find food, and when trees are removed, animals are not only struggling to find a place to live, but also struggling to find food, and this can cause starvation and illness. And this is such a recurring event. A lot of animals are becoming extinct or endangered. And through my further research, I want to research is there an increase in endangered or extinction in Australian animals resulting from deforestation in the last 10 years. The finding was definitely the sustainable practices. It's important to incorporate this in our everyday lives, and some things that we can do is minimise our purchases in paper tree-based products by buying an alternative such as recyclable paper or going paperless, supporting organisations to help prevent deforestation such as Rainforest Rescue and WWF Australia, and we could raise awareness in our community among friends and families and work colleagues and assist them to incorporate this practice into their everyday lives. This topic will be suited for years 4, 5 and 6 and connected to content descriptors. The first one is science understanding, developing an understanding for living things and the environment in which they live on. This links to biodiversity in Australia and the effects on deforestation of wildlife and plants. And the second one, all forms of life including human life are connected through ecosystems on which they depend for their well-being and survival. This is related to the cycle of effects caused from deforestation due to the lack of trees, creates consequences on our wildlife and the water cycle, causing soil erosion and greenhouse gases to be exposed in our air. Thank you. This is my resources. Thank you for listening to my video on deforestation in Australia.